All right, Shalawam, I came out there. First and foremost, before I start, I want to give all praise to Yahawah by Shem Yahawashi. Yahawah, that's the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahawashi, that's the name of his beloved Son, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Double honor to the apostles of the great millstone. Peace and mercy to elect by Shem Harakah Quadash. This is going to be a real quick one. This is going to be a response. This is what an Edomite really looks like, Cleopatra. All right, so what you're looking at on the screen is an image of Cleopatra. Now, our people, you got a lot of our people that strongly believe that Cleopatra was this black woman or even an African woman, which there's a difference between the American Negro and the African man. All right, but they represent this girl of being a woman of dark color, but when in actuality, Cleopatra was nothing but an Edomite, which is a so-called white man. Nothing but an Edomite. And this is what an Edomite looks like. All right, so that's what you see on this screen right now, and I'm just going to go into a little bit of information on this. She was a devil and a demon. All right, so the little first thing I found was soulful beauty. We know that that's somebody who believed that, you know, somebody that's probably a Judite woman or something. Whoever made this page, it says, not long ago I wrote an article about how ridiculous and entertaining it was to research the ethnicity of Cleopatra just to find out bickering back and forth about what they thought could be. Many just refused to acknowledge she may very well be of African heritage. And they got this image look like a bootleg little Kim or something. I don't know. But no. When you type in Cleopatra, there's actually 7 Cleopatras. And the Cleopatras that everybody knows, and whether they understand it, they know it or not, is Cleopatra, the 7th one, which was the last one. There were 7 of these women, which I believe Cleopatra means lover of the father, glory of the father. There we go. Cleo meaning Cleos meaning glory, and pater meaning father, glory of the father. All right. So, but the famously one known as Cleopatra the 7th, Philopator, lover of the father. All right, that's what Philopator means. All right. So, and when you look at the sculpture, that's a damn Edomite woman. That's not a black woman. That's not even a Hamite woman. That is an Edomite woman with a big ass nose, man. That's how you know that's an Edomite. This is what an Edomite looks like. All right. So when you actually read on her Wikipedia, this is what it says. It says Cleopatra Philopator, August, it says, was the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic kingdom of Egypt. So she was a ruler in the Ptolemaic kingdom. All right. So when you type in Alexander 4 generals, one of the 4 generals was Ptolemy. All right, Alexander was a Greek. We all know that. It's I just typed in Alexander 4 generals. It says Alexander death. When he was asked who should succeed him, Alexander said the strongest, which answer led to his empire being divided between 4 of his generals: Cassander, Ptolemy, Antiochus, and Seleucid. See, one of those many people was Ptolemy. Cleopatra was the last active ruler of the Ptolemy Empire. Alexander was a Greek. Matter of fact, this is found in Cleopatra is found in the scriptures in the book of Daniel's 11th chapter. All right. But this is 1 Maccabees 1:1. Alexander is found in the Apocrypha. And it happened that after that Alexander, the son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came in the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, the king of the Persians and Mede, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece. So Cleopatra goes back to a Grecian, which was an Edomite, a so-called white man. That's it. That's who she goes back to, man. All right. That's who she goes back to, and she's nothing but an Edomite. All right. So let me see. So Cleopatra was the last of the Ptolemaic Empire, and she was under the line of Ptolemy, which Ptolemy became king. When you look up Ptolemy became king of Egypt. See, that's where when Alexander conquered the known world, he took over the land of Egypt. That's why you have a place called Alexandria, Egypt. That's North Africa. And the general that took over after Alexander's death of the south, which was the land of Egypt, was Ptolemy I Soter. It says, was a companion and historian of Alexander the Great. See? Who succeeded to his empire. Ptolemy became the ruler of Egypt and founded by the Ptolemaic dynasty. See? All right? So the Greeks got in there and took over. They took over, which Cleopatra, let's see who her father was. Let me see if they got it. Father was Ptolemy the Seventh. Auletes. All right? See? So she's nothing but an Edomite. Don't get it twisted. And it was 7 of these Cleopatras. It was 7 of them before she even came. She even named her daughter Cleopatra Selene or something like that. Cleopatra Selene. All right? Let me see if he even... Right here. This is Cleopatra's daughter, another Edomite. Also known, it says Cleopatra Selene the second, also known as Cleopatra the 8th of Egypt, or Cleopatra the 8th, was a Ptolemaic princess and was one daughter of Greek Ptolemaic queen Cleopatra the 7th. See? All right? See? So I found this little other website called theologicscribbles.blogspot.com. Now, I remember we did Daniel's 11th chapter test, and Cleopatra was in there. And this dude somehow, he got it right. When you read it, it says Cleopatra in the Bible. It says, how did I know that Cleopatra is in the book of Daniel? I've read commentaries on Daniel before, and they contain this information. I've checked them again, so I didn't miss it the first time around. And then when it jumped down, it says, for those who did not know, here's the verse. He was determined to come into control of the whole empire and will make agreement with him and give him a wife in order to destroy it. Daniel 11 and 17. And that's on point. Because that's when Cleopatra, who was the husband of Ptolemy, I believe it was the 7th, but it was a bunch of Edomites, so-called white people. And that's what a damn Edomite looks like. This is what she looks like. Let's look at more pictures of her. Look at that, man. That's an Edomite, man. Bust of Cleopatra the 7th. All right. You got people that get her tatted. And look at her. That's a big-nosed Edomite. All right. This is supposed to represent Cleopatra and Julius Caesar. But it's going back to that article, Theological Scribbles. It says below when I read Daniel's 17th chapter, 11 and 17th verse, very below solidifies that verse. It says this is about Antiochus the third, because remember they was making league according to this verse right here, that he would give his daughter away. Antiochus the third gave his daughter away to Ptolemy the fifth. It says this is about Antiochus the third, who made peace with the Egyptians in 197 BC and married his daughter Cleopatra to Ptolemy the fifth. Antiochus hoped to get his way in Egypt through his daughter. Sadly for him, she was loyal to her husband and encouraged Egypt to join with the Romans against her father. See, that's why it said this in the 17th verse. He should also set his face to enter into the strength of the whole kingdom. Antiochus the third, and which was the father of Antiochus the fourth. It says, "And upright ones with him, thus shall he do, and shall give his daughter away, daughter of woman, which was Cleopatra the seventh, corrupting her, but she should not stand on his side, neither be for him, because she loved her husband so much that she went against her father." All right. So Cleopatra was the Edomite. End of the story. She was the Edomite Greek. All right, and this is what Edomite looked like. You know, big nose Edomite. It says an ancient Roman sculpture, possibly depicting Cleopatra of Ptolemaic Empire. They say that Cleopatra is supposed to be this beautiful woman and or whatever. This very documentary, BBC Cleopatra Portrait of a Killer. She was a demon, man. You got these documents. They show her as a dark woman, and you know what I mean? No, Cleopatra was not. She was an Edomite. This Daniel's 11:7, and he also should set his face to enter into the strength of the whole kingdom, and upright ones with him. Thus shall he do, and he shall give him a daughter of woman, corrupting her. That was Cleopatra the seventh, but she shall not stand on his side, neither be for him, because I forget. Slocky, I haven't went in this breakdown in a minute, but these different. It was a fight. It was called the Diaduchi Wars. Actually, right here, it tell you when I was reading about the four generals, said Cassander, Ptolemy, and Antiochus Seleucid, known as the Diaduchi or successors. There was a thing called the War of the Diaduchi, which was the war between Alexander generals. All right, and the war between their generals led to them. They was making leagues with each other by marrying each other's daughters, and they become close. But all of them was fighting to try to get that big spot, which Antiochus Epiphanes came out of the Seleucid Empire. All Edomites, all devils. Cleopatra was a devil. All right, and she wasn't an Edomite woman. I mean, it's like she wasn't a Negro woman. Neither was she an Egyptian. The original Egyptians were Africans. No. Cleopatra was an Edomite woman, a so-called white woman, and a devil and a demon, man. Okay? She wasn't an East Indian, none of that. She was an Edomite devil, and she came out of Ptolemy, the Ptolemaic Empire. All right? There you go. So this is what an Edomite looks like. Cleopatra. Shalom, Akim Step. Shalom.